It's the Pure Exposure Show.
From rapping to acting to
Cause this is all Pure
R&B.
Exposure. It's the Pure Exposure Show.
From rapping to acting to
Cause this is all Pure
R&B.
Exposure.
It's the Pure Exposure
Hey everyone, it's your girl
Show.
Sam J. I want to welcome you to the Pure Exposure Show. We have with us today author Orlanda Shaw.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you
How
for
are
coming.
you?
I'm fine. Thank
You
you
look
for
great.
asking. Thank you, and so do you.
What's going on? Let's
But it's
talk.
you. That's what's going on.
Oh,
We
really?
here. We're going to talk about her new book, okay, titled "From BUMS to Bentleys." Okay, now that's a deep title. If you think back, and she's showing you her book, "From BUMS to Bentley."
Available on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles.
Okay. So you gotta clap that up. But yeah, I want to start off in the beginning. You grew up in Detroit? Is that where you
Yes.
grew up in Detroit?
Yes.
Okay, and I know growing up in Detroit, like you said, for you to proclaim that number one saying bums, you grew up in the 80s, 90s, that's the last thing you ever wanted to be called was a bum.
But you have to realize the bum part. The
Mm-hmm.
bum, I was a child.
You was a child.
So you don't have a job. You're
You don't
not
have a
working.
job.
So it doesn't mean literally a bum, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like rags to riches.
Right, rags
So
to
I was a
riches.
little kid,
Right.
when the story kind of starts.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. But even as a child, you have that
yeah,
feeling.
but
Like you say, the haves and the have
I've been
not.
I've been a bum too, so I
You've been a bum, right? But you
have-
rose above it.
we all have.
We all have been
We all
bums.
have.
Like I said,
We all have.
everybody didn't grow up with
We
money.
all
We
have.
made the best of it. What side of town did you grow up on?
I was actually born on the east, but we
Okay.
immediately left. We wasn't there long, and that's when I got into the court system. I lived on the east side. I can remember I was born like off of Maryland,
Oh, okay.
and Warren. Is it on the east? Yep.
On the
But
east
we
side.
wasn't there long,
You weren't there
but I can
long.
remember some things, and
So
from there
did you move around a lot as a child?
not necessarily. We
Not
didn't move around a
necessarily.
lot, but
But you did say, like you say, you ended up in the foster care
mhm.
system, and you do talk about it in your book.
Mhm.
What happened in your life that made you end up in the foster care system?
My parents were on drugs,
Okay.
and of course they wasn't taking care of us.
Okay.
And my granddad came to visit us one day, my mom's dad, and
Mhm.
he saw, because it was bad, like we was living, it was bad.
Okay.
And he called the Department of Social Services, and they came
Okay.
and got us. And then from there, it's crazy because it was a foster home right there, like off of 8 Mile in Pembroke.
Okay.
And that was the foster home. And then later in life, which will be talked about later, I end up buying, having a house on like in that
Same
same,
area.
yeah.
How old were you when your granddad, came and
We was
rescued you
young.
guys
We
from the
was young.
foster care
I
system?
think by the time we was young, because I think
Mhm.
by the time we moved with the family member, my aunt, I had to be like in the second grade.
Okay. Okay.
But before that, we went to foster care and then we were separated.
Okay.
It was four of us. So my
Gotcha.
oldest brother, he was old enough to where so it was myself, my sister, and my younger brother.
Mhm. Mhm.
Her and myself, we went to this lady's house. I remember her name was Miss Robinson.
Okay.
I remember her, and I still kind of kept in touch, later, and she
So she was
passed
a
away.
positive influence, you think? The time you were there, did you feel loved? Did you feel safe?
She took us in.
Mhm.
And then myself and my sister happened to be walking around the neighborhood, and coincidentally, 2 blocks away, my aunt lived.
Okay.
And my sister's like, I remember this house. And then we knocked on the door, and it was my aunt. And then she ended up
Was this like your mom's
my
sister or
mom's
dad?
sister, my
Okay.
mom's older sister.
So did she not know you guys had been taken out of the household or?
Yeah, she had to, but
Okay.
she eventually got us from there. And
Okay.
then we
Okay.
all three lived with her.
Okay. Okay. And what was life like for you there?
It was a lot.
Was it?
It was a lot. It was some good things. Like, I'm
Mhm.
not trying to say every last thing was bad. It was some good
Okay.
things, but it was a lot of bad things. It was a lot of bad, abuse, and it was just a lot of stuff. Like, we used to have to write like 3 and 4 line sentences like 3 and 4 thousand times.
As punishment
Yep.
or?
I could remember, like,
Mm.
a summer is like 3.5, 4 months.
Mhm.
I could remember spending whole summers in a room. just can come out to use the bathroom and eat.
Mhm.
So it was and over, some of the wildest stuff, like, eating food and
Okay.
just it was a
So
lot.
was she just mean, strict,
Well,
or?
kinda. That's what I think.
Okay.
Or maybe she had something against my mom. My dad later in life told me that she liked him and he chose my mom instead. So I heard a lot of different theories, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was it was a lot. It was a whole lot.
Right, right. Did you ever feel like she just did it for a check, just to, or just she didn't want to see you guys? And
Sometimes,
sometimes.
sometimes, yeah, I think that she just had us for a check.
Okay. What is your relationship like with her today? Is she still living, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't talk to her.
You don't?
No. I don't talk to her at all.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's probably best. But I still wish the best for
Wish
her.
the best.
I wish the best for her. I
Mhm.
don't seek any revenge or anything, but there's no dealings, period.
Okay. So what age did you leave her home?
I was 15.
Wow.
And it's crazy because we all left. My
Okay.
sister was 16, I was 15, and my little brother was 13. And she told everybody that we was crazy. So if 3 kids leave you,
Mhm.
the kids is
The
crazy.
kids is
And we
crazy.
got younger and younger. So I was 15. And so I never forget any. So this particular incident, I had just got into high school.
Okay.
And
What high school were you in?
I went to Northern,
Okay.
but I kind of stayed like, off of like
The North
Tuxedo,
End over there.
but I went to Northern.
Okay.
I just started high school. And so, we couldn't do nothing really.
Mhm.
So a neighbor across the street, she gave me a telephone to use.
Okay.
Like cause my aunt used to be gone a lot, playing bingo and stuff like that. And so
Mhm.
the lady across the street gave me a phone and she was like, when your aunt leaves, use this phone.
Mhm.
So my aunt, you remember Star 69?
Oh yeah.
Like, so it was like two phones that sat on a thing. One of them worked, one of them didn't. The chords is tangled. She
Mhm.
used to press a number and come home and press Star 69. Swear to God. So the
Ooh.
lady across the street gave me a phone. Like, when she leave, use this phone. So I did. I should talk on the phone, and everybody knew
Mhm.
that when I hang up, don't call back because so this one particular day, I'm on the phone and I didn't hear her come in. I heard her because like in them two-family flats, you got to come in the first door and then come in the second door.
Right.
So I'm trying to hurry up and hang up, and I end up plugging the wrong phone up to
Okay.
unplug my phone to go have it. That particular day, my older brother was coming in the house with her. He didn't really know what was going on. So, of course, she came in looking around, trying to make sure everything in place.
Mhm.
And she went and picked the phone up and it was dead. So she knew I had fucked with the phones.
Okay.
I'm in the room with my brother. She came in the room and she smacked the shit out of me.
Oh,
And when
wow.
she did that, I just started packing my stuff. And my brother, he older, he looking like, what the hell? I'm like, I gotta leave this house or I'm gonna do something to her.
Okay.
And my brother was like, don't take nothing. He said, just walk outside. I was on punishment at the time. So, I'm not supposed to go outside. My older brother was like, walk outside, go to the car, and I'm not gonna let her touch you. And I believed him. And
Okay.
I walked outside, got in the car, and he took me to my sister's house.
Okay.
I was 15. I had just started high school.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
then that's when life began.
Because basically now
Yeah,
you
that's
feel
when
like you
life
grown,
that's when
you
life
can do
kind of
what you
no,
want to
no,
do.
not in that manner,
Not in
but
that manner.
being 15, I had to
Mhm.
learn life. Like
You
I
had to
didn't
learn life.
really know nothing.
Where did
So
your other siblings go? Because you said you all left at
my
the same
sister
time.
was 16. I don't know what she did, but I know she ended up getting pregnant and she had,
Okay.
my niece, my first niece. And
Mhm.
because when I got with her, she was 19. I was like 15 because we're all 4 years apart.
Okay.
And my brother took me to my sister's house, and that's where I was.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yep.
Wow. So now you're out, you're on your own, even though you're with your sister.
hmm
What did you do for survival?
So I was getting a little check. You know how you get the check or whatever
Mhm.
every month because you water the state.
Okay.
And I was splitting that with my sister. So you got to read the book, but
Right, right. Yeah, we don't
yeah.
want you to tell it
But like
all.
yeah, like yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. Was it hard? Like you said, 15.
Absolutely. Like absolutely.
Mhm.
Then I had my first abusive relationship
Oh,
at 16
okay.
and he just bullied me like he Debo like we go together. And yeah,
Was
he
he
did.
older or?
No, he wasn't that much older
Mhm.
and he lived next door from me. and he tortured me. Like he used to put guns to my head and pull the trigger. Like he used to do a lot of terrible things to me. My first and one and only abusive relationship. So
Okay.
that came like right after that. And then I got pregnant with my son after that.
Was
So
it his child or?
no.
Okay, gotcha.
Amen.
Amen.
Cheers.
Yes,
Cheers.
you said cheers.
Hallelujah.
Woo.
Hallelujah.
What was that? Okay, now what was that like for you becoming a mother?
Mm.
Because now you're responsible for someone else's life.
I love my son. He is the best. He's a great young man, well
Okay.
mannered.
Mhm.
I just, I never wanted kids.
Hmm.
So, but
And you had
I
'em?
found out late, because I was still having periods and everything.
Okay.
That happens. Sometimes you can be pregnant and you can still
Why
have
you
your
didn't
periods.
want children? Why do you think you didn't want children?
I don't know. But I did one.
Mhm.
I
You
did
did what?
one. So,
Right.
but yeah, I never, but my son came and I went
Mhm.
through things with his dad and I left his dad real early and yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. So you left his dad early, and it was you. Now you're a single mom taking care of him. Well, I'm sure his
And
dad
I
was still
kind
in
of
his
got
life.
into the stripping world after that.
Okay, stripping. Now we talk about
Yeah, I got into the
somebody's life.
stripping
What was
world.
that like for you?
I got into the stripping world because of my sister.
Did your
My
sister?
sister used to strip.
Okay.
And I'm about to take y'all, all the Detroiters are here. I'm about to take y'all way back right
Okay,
quick,
where you
right?
stripping? There's some of the clubs you
So,
stripped at back in the
no,
day.
I'm gonna take you back to the
Way
beginning.
back. Okay.
So, my sister was a stripper.
Mhm.
And this is a throwback place. It was a place on 6 Mile and Woodward. It was called the Wood Six, right?
Ooh.
And for those who don't know,
Mhm.
like it's a though if people know, tell other people what that place is about. I can't even describe it, but she
Mhm.
used to work there and she made a lot of money, so I wanted to work there. So I worked there for a little while. You only work like it's not like a titty bar. Like you work there
Mhm.
like maybe once a month. Like
Okay.
that's how I
But that once
started.
a month, it was fast,
Yeah,
easy
but it
money.
was totally different from stripping. You know what I
Really?
mean?
Mhm.
It was weird for me. I was young, but I've seen some of the freakiest things ever
Mhm.
in that building.
Is that the place they had the glory holes or something like that? I
I
hear
got some
things,
stories about that place.
Ah,
Lord, it was a weird place, but
okay.
I was young as hell,
Mhm.
and then I got into the dancing world, the stripping, like dancing stripping world.
Okay. So you got into the
And that's
stripping
how
world.
the
And
stripping world came with
how long did you do that?
dance
Mhm.
for a long time.
Okay.
I did it on and off though.
Gotcha.
So when I first got into the business, it was at a black club.
Mhm.
And it was cool, but I'm thin, so they like the big booties and stuff. And so I kind of venture off and got a taste of the mix or white bars.
Mhm.
And I like that money better. Like it was easier, it was less
Okay.
work. And so I kind of more stuck to the bars kind of far out, the low key bars.
Okay. How did you handle propositions? Like, did any men, I'm sure, try to proposition you for
I ain't gonna
more than
never
a
sit up
lap
and lie and
dance?
say I ain't never had a man pay me for sex.
Okay.
I'll be lying.
Okay.
But it wasn't like motherfuckers I knew.
Right.
It was people, they was out, they was in and
Uh-huh.
out. So,
Mhm.
people I know they knew.
Right, right.
So, I went through it, I'll be lying, I'm gonna
You
always be
being real. You
transparent,
keeping it real and
There's been
transparent.
times,
Mhm.
I've, fucked with a couple celebrities in that manner, but
Okay.
that really wasn't, that major for me. That wasn't like a must.
Right, right, right. For some girls, it is though.
I
What the
still
stripper girls?
I kept my dick count down. My dick count is still low for me to be 50.
Okay,
Because I know
okay.
girls that's got way more mileage.
So young
So
girls with
yeah, they
mileage
be
on
having a lot of mileage and no money. Like
them.
that don't add up.
Okay. Did you ever like face any trauma when you're in like that world, stripping world?
Stripping, no.
Mhm.
Not really no traumas. It's just it was up and down.
Mhm.
You could make a lot of money. It was times I left with nothing. But
Okay.
everybody probably been through that.
Okay. Okay.
Nobody make 5 and 10,000 every damn day.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, it's
true.
been times I've Stripping was up and down, but I never like was really like on schedules. I didn't like
Mhm.
schedules, so I
Okay.
like the freelance. They charge you more money, but I didn't like being on the schedule. I like to come and go as I want to.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then stripping, like I didn't work like 30, like I would out of 30 days, I might have worked like 12 days.
Gotcha.
And then I
Gotcha.
only went when I had to.
Okay. So what made you eventually say, you needed more than that out of life?
I was lost for a while. Like I didn't
Mhm.
know what I was gonna do.
Okay.
And then
What was your next move?
I ain't know.
No.
I thought about being a pimp. For real.
You so
Yeah, I thought about,
uh,
putting some feet on the pavement, some
right.
boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. Maybe have
But
a brothel.
yeah, seriously, and I could have
You could
easily,
have.
but
Mm.
a gentleman came that I met that helped me with a lot of things,
Mhm.
with knowledge, financial,
Okay.
and that's how it all started.
Right. Right.
I've dealt with men with money a lot of my life, but sometimes when you leave those men, you don't have nothing.
Yeah.
And that's happened a few times, where
Mhm.
you might leave with a couple bags and some stories.
And you find yourself
And I
having to
chose
start
to,
over
I didn't want to go back
again.
to dance. I'm older, so let me really listen. And yeah, and so
Mhm.
that's how
Mhm.
the legacy started.
Did you ever face any life-threatening situations?
Like as far as what?
Oh, anything. Being with a guy, maybe a guy that's in the streets, drug dealers, them facing.
Yep, I got a story too. That's
Okay.
crazy that you said that.
Mhm.
But I was young, young, young. I ain't gonna say your name, but I used to deal with this dude on the east side. He was an older dude.
Okay.
And he used to tell everything.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you need to stop. And I was young, telling like, you need to stop doing that shit. And he was taking a trip somewhere. And I used to be at his place, but I had my own place too. And he was telling everybody, and I was supposed to stay at the house, but I changed my mind and I went
Mhm.
with him. And I went with him to the destination, and some some dudes ramshacked. They went through every angle of that house, so I know if I had been there, they'd have killed me. I know
Goodness.
that. I'm still cool with the dude.
Mhm.
He know what up, you know who I'm talking about. But anyway. So yeah, that was one fluke of nature.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Man,
crazy. I just thought about that. Like it'd be so many things. Like you
you think that?
Yep, I think that time and off the back, that's really all I could really think about. Like life threatening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to get down into what made you feel like, it's time to tell your story, because you do
Mhm.
have a very deep story to tell.
Mhm.
Okay? All right, and we'll be right back.
No matter the trouble that you get into, just so you know, I'm gonna be there for my brother.
You can have all that shit. Just hit this one last leak with me.
Just me and my brothers, we get gully. You make the wrong move, shit gon' get ugly. Put in that work until our fingers dirty. If you fuck with one, then we ain't coming for you. Stay with that eye for niggas.
States never forget it.
Nigga, you do. If you get beat,
My name Rob.
when my brothers come for you. Just me and my brothers, we get gully. You make the wrong move, shit gon' get ugly.
Have
Put in
all
that work
this
until our
shit.
fingers dirty. If you fuck with one, then we ain't coming for you. Stay with that eye for niggas. Nigga, you do. If you get beat, what you gon' do?
Last night I shot the nigga who ran in my mama's house. Tonight, I'm killing all them
What I
niggas.
say, so you know what I mean. Protecting my brothers, no doubt in the jobs. We getting that paper by all that mean. You go get the fam, then it's up for your ass. Tell you once, better throw that shit all in the bag. You play about that money, that's when DJ turn up on you. Put his finger on the trigger, that bag. And my brother's sleeping so gully, that shit gon' get ugly. No matter the time of the day, bitches up for that pay.
You want
We
me
get
to
that word from my
somewhere.
mom, daddy needs some help running the play. And when they get heated, we run
bro,
the
you gonna
streets.
put
We
me out?
blazing at you when we get you. Come get that
Put
call
you
on
out,
the
you
phone.
already gone.
Now we ain't no weapon, we on the phone. It's just me and my brothers, we get gully. You make the wrong move, shit gon' get
Hey, we're back with the Pure Exposure Show. I'm sitting here with author Orlanda Shaw, as you know if you've been tuning in. So, Orlando, I gotta ask, you get really deep and raw in this book. You don't hold back really much of anything. When was the moment that made you decide to pick up a pen and tell your story?
I never picked a pen up.
You didn't?
No.
But
I was actually in the process of looking into bringing a restaurant from Detroit to Florida.
Mm,
So I was talking to some of the same restaurant owners and learning the different stuff you need
okay. So you
and I
relocated.
yeah, I live in Florida now.
Okay.
So I stumbled upon somebody that introduced me to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and I trusted this person, and they was the ghostwriter,
Okay.
and I went through hell, and a lot of money was stolen, and that was one of the times I really learned when you level up in life,
Mm-hmm.
you can't do because but God didn't bless me so much. Like sometimes you got to let God handle it.
You have to.
But yeah, I was on some whole grind ball shit for real, for real. But I had to think like, I'm too blessed, and I've leveled up to seek revenge.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, but it was a lot of money taken.
Right. Right.
She did an awesome job ghostwriting. I give her that. But it was hell.
So the person that ghost wrote your book was the person that stole from you
Yeah,
originally? That's
a lot.
crazy.
So I had to go through a whole new publishing company
Mm-hmm.
and pay them for the same stuff that I had already paid for.
Okay.
And I did. So this book is not only blood, sweat, and tears, it cost me
Mm-hmm.
financially. Like, it cost me a lot of money, but it was written. It had to come.
It had to come. It had to
Yeah.
come. So let's talk about the level up. We've talked about the bum era, as we call it. 'Cause it's from bums to Bentleys.
Hmm.
Let's talk about the Bentley era, your rise. How did
What
that
about
come
them?
about? You talked about a restaurant. So you were in the restaurant business and
No,
did that?
I was just going to learn and take some chances.
Mm-hmm.
And I know because I've eaten all throughout Florida and it's nothing like it.
Okay.
But I do know I did learn that this same restaurant was open in Atlanta a couple times and it failed.
Mm-hmm.
So location, where you gonna put it at? So I was trying to think like because the hustle for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it took my whole life to do a lot of things. Like I always had bad credit. Like I could recall I got a Jaguar, and I don't mean to be switching subjects, but
It's fine. We talking
I
about the
had got a
Bentley era.
Jaguar. This was like maybe like 2016 or something,
Mm-hmm.
2015. And I swear to God, when I went, because I was always a cash and carry person, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because, I was a stripper and shit, I was, making, man, I went to the dealership and they punched in my credit. It was blank. Have
Mm-hmm.
y'all ever heard of that before? You ever heard of that? When it wasn't a zero, it was nothing. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what? Yep. It
Right.
took my whole life. So it's never too late to do stuff,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
I believe that too. I have another
Yeah.
friend who's an author, and he was telling me, when he first, and it was a struggle. It's a come up, when
Hmm.
you become an author. But when he first got like his bonus, signing bonus, publishing all that, first thing he did was he went and he bought a house, paid cash for it.
Well,
He bought a Mercedes, paid cash for it. So, but when you cash out, you're not building any credit. So you don't have no credit because, like you say, it's cash and carry. That does you no good.
no, you know how we used to get things when we had money back in the day.
Mm.
Right. So come on now. I know you know. Anywho, it just took a long time, to start. Is when you don't care about credit,
Yeah.
So my credit I didn't get my credit together to maybe like 47.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so now my credit I have an 850 credit score, and it's only 3% of Americans that have
Mhm.
a 3% a 850 credit score.
You might
And
write.
probably a percent, almost 2% of them is not my color.
Look, I said you might want to write another book on how you did that
But
because it's not taught.
but it's not a book on how to write it. It's simple. Everybody got different ways. All I did was I got that Bentley truck. I
Okay.
put it was a heavy deposit put down
Okay.
and paid the car note like 2 or 3 days in advance. If it's due on the 10th, pay it 3 days before and pay
Right.
like an extra $100. It took like less than a year,
Okay.
and my credit score shot to an 850. But it took my whole life to do
Right.
it.
Okay.
And I can say that I can sit at that table because if the table sit out And you can Google it. It's like about 3% of Americans that have a perfect credit score.
Right.
And I could stand up and go sit at that table.
So what would your best advice be to people? Just pay on time, pay early.
It's different ways. You know, you can get stuff taken off your credit. It's different ways to do it.
Right.
So, but you can,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
So a hustler mentality.
it's never too late.
So you talk about your Bentley. I heard you mention a Bentley. I've heard you mention a Jag. So you're a car lover.
Oh, I always liked cars.
What kind of car? What's your favorite car? How many cars do
There
you
is
own?
no favorite car.
How many do you own?
Right now, I have 3.
Okay.
I have 3 right now.
What are they?
I have a convertible Bentley GTC Speed Tiffany blue. I have a
Ooh.
Bentley Bentayga Candy Apple Red
Okay.
on 24-inch Forgiatos, and I
That's
have a
on your book
convertible. Right, that's Mary, and it's a story on that car, but
So you got a story.
girl, it's a story about this
Everything.
car. I wondered, should I tell it? Let me think about it. But anywho,
You said think
and
about
I,
it.
and I got a convertible Rolls Royce Dawn.
Okay, so you've run some car shows. I think we read somewhere.
Yeah, I've been doing car shows for maybe not even 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'm done. I'm over it. It's
You're
just
over
it's too much. Like that's just it's a lot. It's a lot, you know. So yeah, but I have fun doing it. Met a lot of nice people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. Gotcha. So what's mainly going on with you right now?
I don't know. I'm just like I don't even know. But it's awesome. You know what I mean? I'm
You're
enjoying
living,
life.
enjoying
You know,
life.
I'm enjoying life. I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma always learn, you know, forever.
Okay.
I'm
Never too
trying
old
to
to
be
learn.
better
Right.
in a lot of
Gotcha.
different ways. You
Okay.
know, still 100% learning piece.
Okay.
So I'm just like everybody. I'm still,
Mm-hmm.
you
I
know, the
get
cars,
it.
the clothes, all that, you know, but it's just about securing things. I feel accomplished, you know,
Okay.
because I think everything is together. You know, you got to have life insurance, you got to have health insurance, you got to have all that. You got to have know what stuff going if something happened to you. You
Right.
got to have money put up. So, you know, I'm finally there. It took my whole life. And
Okay.
it feels great.
It
You know what
feels
I mean?
great.
It feels great and very humbly,
Good.
you know.
Good. If the Orlanda Shaw you are now could have a conversation with the Orlanda Shaw you were as a child, what would you tell her?
I should have went to college
Okay.
because the last chapter in the book, I have a dream, and I said it over again. You know, I was at Roosevelt School in Detroit, and it was 78 of us, and a man named Warren Colford and his wife. They came back to the school, and they promised all 78 of us in the 5th grade that if we went through school and went to college, they would pay our full ride 4 years.
Okay.
A lot of some of my friends was able to. I wasn't. You know, I ain't even graduate from high school.
Okay.
So I was out here fighting in the streets, and I didn't get a chance to do that. So but then again, I don't know if I even regret that now when I look at myself now. Like maybe that wasn't meant for me.
Okay.
Maybe it was meant for me to take this hard knock road, you know?
Right.
And they say God don't put he put the greatest challenges on his best soldiers.
Yeah.
So maybe that's probably why.
Right.
You know, I didn't but I think I probably would have went to college and I would have but I think technically I did go to college. It was called these streets. And I think I graduated.
You did. You did.
I like to say.
What advice could you give, maybe a young person that's facing, difficult situations right now, like you were, maybe homelessness or abuse?
Mainly stay prayed up. You gotta stay prayed up and you gotta stay positive. And sometimes you gotta speak stuff into the world.
Right.
You know, like I always say, it's 2 types of people. Some people, I be silent and I'ma just pop out. But some people speak. I speak shit.
Right.
I'ma say this gonna happen, this gonna happen. And usually it do.
Manifest. You believe in
Yep.
manifestation.
Some people just pop out and show. And I don't knock them people. Like, I don't announce it till I got the whole loaf. But some people tell you before they get the loaf, I'm going to have the loaf. So I kind of more.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're going to take a break and we will be right back. I'm
All
enjoying talking to you so much.
Awesome.
We'll be right back.
What is this place? The future home of Teflon Records.
You ever heard of a love language? Always tell me the truth, even if you think it's gonna hurt me.
Things are getting pretty serious between me and Kayla, but I'm afraid for things to go deeper.
Because of that last hoe?
So that's what it is.
I'm tired of the back and forth with your whole ass.
Now I just seen Now his ass want to be all in when after a whole year ago he ain't want to do with you.
Do you know how many artists I made household names?
20% royalties, a $250,000 signing advance.
When you start to rise, bro, you're gonna lose a lot of family and friends along the way. You're gonna see real quick who's with you and who's against you.
And we're back with the Pure Exposure Show, and we're sitting here with Miss Orlanda Shaw discussing her book. And I mean, she's lived a life, a very interesting life. I do want to ask: is there any particular part of the book that was more difficult to write, like hard for you to write?
The parts about my mom and dad, I had to use my brother because, he's older and he saw more things.
Okay.
So I did get help with those 2 chapters. So I thank him so much for being there and is able to put those pieces to the puzzle to make the chapters run smoothly. And then I learned some things I didn't know with him helping me with those 2 chapters. So that was pretty cool.
Okay. Your relationship with your parents, how did that end up being? Did you mend it?
My mom, she died years ago, so that was kind of wild. And then my dad passed right after I left. And that was pretty hard too, my dad. But my dad, like, me and my dad did not have the best relationship. Like,
Really?
yeah, like it was bad. Like we used to cuss each other out and we said some terrible things to one another when I was a teenager. But as I got older, and then my dad raised my son. So my son was with my dad, most throughout his life. I just, I was the financial and I did. So my daddy really raised my son. My son's a great kid, but my daddy, I always got to keep it 100. My daddy was a hell of a part, and him and my son were really close.
So he made up for his shortcomings as a parent to you with your son, so to speak.
You can put that a million ways, or maybe he just enjoyed it. But I was happy that he did.
You're happy that he did,
and that he helped with my son. He was a great part. And then my dad just passed. That broke me.
Did he?
Yeah, it broke
me.
me.
Just passed. How was that for you?
It was okay. I had went out to his grave site and wiped his headstone off and cleaned it, and so that was nice to just sit out there and chill with my dad.
Okay.
My daddy was a pimp.
Was
he? He was an OG. Yeah, my daddy was like that.
Okay. Now you relocated. You don't live here, but you visit the city often. Okay. In what ways do you give back to the city? Do you speak to the city?
Yeah. I whenever I can, and it's crazy. Sadly, before I came here this time, I had got in touch with like maybe 5 or 6 different shelters. Maybe 2 answered and was supposed to. Not one of them responded. I'm still waiting.
Wow.
They have not one of them have responded back.
And so many could benefit from your story, especially the
But
young
no, I
girls.
was trying to, bring, feed one of them.
people.
But yeah,
Okay.
I heard it's hard to get in the shelters here or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, none of them responded.
And you received some accolades and awards of your own, though.
Yeah. I won in Atlanta for Best Female Author of the Year at the Hip Hop Fraternity Awards. So shout out to Pimpin' Ken and the HHF. Like that was awesome for me. The love. It was everything.
Okay.
So
shout out Pimpin' Ken.
HHF.
What is it? HHF?
HHF, the
Okay.
hip hop fraternity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was awesome.
So you spend a lot of time in Atlanta as well?
No, I just went there for the award ceremony.
Award ceremony?
I've been a few more times. I like Atlanta. Atlanta's nice.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like Atlanta too. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so is there anything, if there's anything that you could do that you haven't done, what is it? We know we
That's a
have
good
part 1 of
question.
your book, so is there going to be a part 2?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you plan on doing movies? Would you turn it
Absolutely,
into
if
a
the
movie?
price is right.
Okay.
If the price is right.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I wanna.
Would you keep it locally, you think? If the price is
No,
right. It would?
no, we can go. We can,
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's a Detroit book. Period. I don't give a
Right.
damn where we go. I'm a D girl for life.
Mhm. Mhm. Gotcha.
So
Well, you know we got your back if
yeah,
you
I'm a
want to
D
venture
girl
out
for
and
life.
doing that.
But yeah, we can. So yep, part 2 coming, part 3, part 4. But this is just like a taste,
Mhm.
and they say it's scrumptious.
Okay. Hey. Is there anyone you
Ready
want
for some more?
to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my son, Sean Shaw. Uh, he told me he's on Apple. He's on YouTube, and what is that like? iTunes.
Mhm. What does he do?
What is it
Is
called?
he in
He
entertainment?
raps
He
a
raps?
little bit.
Okay.
What is it called? iTunes, Cloud something.
iCloud, SoundCloud,
He's on YouTube. Shaw.
YouTube. Okay,
I
Sean
love him
Shaw,
to
check
death.
him out.
My son, he's a great young man.
See.
Well mannered and all that.
Okay. I'm sure he loves
Who else I
hearing
want to
that.
give
You
a
can
shout
tell
out
though.
to?
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody,
Are you
And
still close with your siblings?
I have a brother left, and
Okay.
he's well.
He's well.
Mhm.
Good. I know you said he helped you with parts of the book. Is
Yeah,
that the one?
yeah. When at the time when I was writing the book,
Mhm.
so
Okay. Well, tell everyone what they can look forward to coming from you, how they can reach you. Drop all of your handles.
you can reach me on Shaw's _ ENT on Instagram and Orlanda Shaw on Facebook. I believe on Twitter, I think I'm Rose Race Boss, because I just changed it, so I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. So, I'm just trying to hustle, just like everybody else.
Just like everybody else.
I'm just trying to hustle.
Just trying to make it. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us. You great. You great. You got it going on, girl. And we wish you much success on your book.
I'm trying. I'm always climbing.
What feedback are you getting though from people who have read the book? I do have to ask that.
More than anything, they ready for part 2.
Okay.
I'm getting mixed. Some people say the chapter should be longer, but some people say the chapters being short is like it makes you. So it's like a 50-50. Some say the chapter should be longer, but some say by them being shorter, it's like you anxious and you. So I just want to make sure I write each book better and better because this is my first time, y'all.
Right.
And I didn't go to school for this, so So I just want to be better. That's why the feedback is great, good or bad, because it's gonna help me be better with each book.
And it's your story, and nobody can tell
Yeah,
it but
that's
you.
at the end of the day, and gonna tell it the way I'm gonna tell it, and it's just raw.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to the Pure Exposure Show. We had with us Orlanda Shaw. Support her. Support her book. You can get it on Amazon Prime or Barnes & Noble. Okay? Yeah, we're out.
It's the Pure Exposure Show.